Great, so come and stand in the middle of your mat. And feet hip width apart, tuck the pelvis under and think about growing nice and tall. Relax your shoulders, perhaps palms facing forwards, length at the back of the neck, crown of head shining towards your sky, your ceiling. And let's just find pelvic floor. We pull it in when we need a wee. And transverse abdominis, we hollow it down towards your hips. Draw in, take 100%, so it's all your focus is going to be down there in the core muscles. Pulling in, 5 seconds, we're going to hold and just check in with the breath. So try not to hold the breath as you pull in the core. So pulling in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow release. And then we'll go again. Pelvic floor and transverse abdominis, drawing in. Just think about any tension elsewhere. So with the feet relaxed, your fingers, those shoulders, heart space is nice and open. Not holding any tension in the facial muscles. Just pulling in them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now take a slow release, take it halfway, so you're not engaging to like 100%, it's going to be about 50%. And we're going to just take alternate nostril breathing. This is all about balancing left to right sides of the brain. So just place your index finger, keep the core pulled in here, so just place one index finger on your left and the other on your right, and then we're just going to open left, breathe in, then close left and breathe out of the right. In through the right, out of the left. In through your left, and then out of the right. Keeping it going. Keep going with that one. Just letting Joe in. Think about staying nice and upright as you do this exercise, this breathing exercise. Hi Joe, we're just doing alternate nostril breathing. Don't laugh whilst you're doing this. I can see Joe laughing. So try not to look down if you're looking down, so looking forwards. Think about the length at the back of the neck, just a couple more breaths. Okay, releasing from there then, and we're just going to take shoulder circles. So shoulders up to the ears, take a little bit of a squeeze, and just circling them back. Again, try not to lean forwards with your chin or your head, just keeping the length there at the back of the neck. And we're going to add in your jazz walk, so just coming up to the ball of your foot up towards your big toe. Just warming up through the ankles. Take that combination, the shoulder circles, the jazz walk. Still working with the core muscles, just a couple more. Bring the heels down, lift the arms up over the head, reach them up over towards the ceiling, and then breathing out down to the sides. Just not used to having them on there. So adding in here, going up onto the toes and down. So putting in some balance. Breathing in lift. Breathing out release. Again, if you're looking down, just try and bring the eye gaze forwards. Thinking about just growing that a little bit taller as you go up onto your toes. 2 more. Then you're going to take your hands forwards, almost like you're holding the steering wheel of a car. And we're going to take a bit of a sweep down and then over and around, side bend. Takes a couple just to get used to that. So it's kind of a sweep forwards back into holding your steering wheel. Then again, sweep it down and then over to the side. And then you've got your side bend. Still holding the wheel of your car, right? Keep it going, your pace. Exhale into the side bend. And releasing down. Try and keep those shoulders relaxed. Pressing down into the mat with your feet. One more each side. And last one. Okay, and release the hands down. Some balance now then. So just have the hands in front of you, almost like you're cross, but then just lift up your elbows so they're level with the shoulders. Then take a balanced position. Maybe you're gonna put tree in there, or you could just have the knee in front. And then we're just gonna take the arms up over the head. So we're making like a bit of box shape around the head. And then bringing them back down. So if you can hold the balance as you move your arms up. Can you take the forearms onto the top of the head and down? So this is just strengthening the muscles in the feet, the muscles in the ankles on your balance. And lift. And lower. Then we're going to take heel lift. So just roll through the foot. So if you can grow a little bit taller and down. Strengthening the muscles in the feet. Now, choice if you want here is as you go up onto your toes, is to lift those arms up, and then as you come down, lift the arms down. So training the muscles in the feet, rolling all the way up to the big toe, and down. And last one. And release down. Okay, then we're going to go on the other side. Just letting someone in. Okay, so find your balanced position first. Hi Ava, Ava's just joined us. We're just going into some balance work. Hi, welcome. So find your balance onto your other foot. And again here, if you want to put in your tree pose, go for that one. Make your really crossed position with your arms and then just lift them up level with your elbows. So if you can take this up over the head, hold the balance. And bringing it back down. Exhale as you lift. And inhale as you lower. And again, lift. Just finding your anchors on your balance, whether it's that big toe, whether it's the glutes, whether it's the pelvic floor. Then we're going to take the heel lift, so roll through the foot all the way up to the ball of the foot, the big toe, lift and lower. You might notice, the second side is more challenging. That lift. Now, if you want to add in, you've got to add those arms in. So you go into your lift, take the arms up and down. Strengthening the calf muscles here as well. Last one. And lift. And lower and nice. That's quite challenging, so a little bit of a shake up. Squats next, okay. Option here to put your free weights in, okay. So grab free weights if you want to. Just gonna lift that down a little bit. Feet hip width apart. I'm doing it, okay. So we're gonna go bend the knees, hips back into space and front raise. So just bringing the weights forwards, level with the shoulders. Squeezing those glutes on the left. I've got 5 of these. I love watching the dogs. I'm watching Ava's dogs. It's brilliant. Then without a squat, you've got your lateral raise. So lift and lower. Engage the core, 5 of these. Your pace here. Press down into the mat with your feet. Then we're going to go back into the squat. This time the weights go down, and then we're going to go circle round and up and over. So we're going to go down, and then coming up and over, 5 of these. Take the hips back into space. Try not to let those knees or the feet pronate inwards. Eye gaze forwards. Without the squat then, shoulder press. Try and keep the head still. So if you're lifting one arm, the ear doesn't drop down, so keep the head still. 3, 2, 1. Ready to go again then. Front raise squat. 5, 4, squeeze, squeeze, lift. 3, 2, and 1. Lateral raise, standing still. Engage the core, tuck the pelvis under. Head still. Then that squat, weights go down towards the feet, and then circle. 5 of those. Eye gaze goes down towards just the floor in front of you, so that the spine stays all in a line there with the crown of the head. Quite a lot of squats today, isn't there? Standing still, shoulder press. 8 of these. 3, 2, 1. Now just to get that posture, take the shoulders down and back, elbows tucked in. Just take 4 scapular sets. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale as you open. Inhale back to center. Okay, now take a really wide squat. You can allow the feet to turn out, bending in the knees. This is one of my favorites. Taking both weights or just the one weight. Drawing a really big circle in front of you. Keep your head still for one way and then for the other. Inhale, exhale. As you lower, inhale, lift. Other way around when you're ready. We're like practically in time, look at that. Synchronized. Anyone would think you've done this before. Would you have?
When was the last time?
Okay, we're going to put the weights down. Now, I've got an option on this, and I've prepped Charlotte to do one option, and I'll show you the other. The wall squat, we've been doing it this last month, so Charlotte's going to show you that wall squat. So putting your back against the wall, and you're just going to hold. I'm going to show you a bit more dynamic one, which is going to be your squat jump. So if anyone wants squat jump, that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to use the width of my mat to guide me on that squat jump. And we're going to go down and then jump and down and jump. Okay, so you've got squat jumps. You could go for 10, or you're there in the wall squat holding for about, it's going to be about 30 seconds, I think. Okay, so I'll leave everyone to make that choice. The squat jump can be quite good to give you a bit of power going into your, especially if you're running. Just be aware you might feel your muscles tomorrow if you're squat jumping. Try and keep that posture there and you're on the wall squat. Eye gaze forwards. I can hear the glasses shaking in the cupboard when I squat jumping. I've lost count, so how are we doing?
Oh, that's a lot.
Couple more.
Oh.
Right, you've done. You can feel it. Okay, nice. Let's join back together, but then we're going to separate for a single leg exercise. So 10 on each leg. You could do your deadlifts, your lunges, your chair squats, or your dips. So I'm gonna let you do that. I'll demo if you want. I'll do I'll show you a deadlift. You can put weights into a deadlift. So you could take a high knee lift and then bring the weights down. Doesn't have to be all the way down. Could be a halfway down as well. You could do lunges. So step back, lunge, step forwards, step back, lunge, forwards. So that's 2 options. Dips, I've got a step here. What are you going to do? So your dips on a step are going to look like this. Yeah, they're quite good if you want to them. Want to use that?
Yeah, I might do those like this.
Do those ones. And you can just about see me in the shot there, sitting on a chair, and then you've got one leg and you're into a lift and lower. 10 on each leg. Your choice on these ones, and then we'll meet back on a downward dog. So we're thinking here about firing up those glutes, lifting as you lift up and send the hips forwards and up on all of these options. We're also thinking about what's happening with the foot, so try not to let the foot pronate in. Engage all the muscles and the toes in the foot. Thinking about the knee as well. Our knees often want to pronate inwards, so guiding that knee alignment. If you find you're looking down quite a bit, maybe see if you can lift the eye gaze slightly. Think about the posture. Shoulders relaxed. Perhaps just noticing if one side feels different to the other.
How many sets we doing?
Just 10 on each leg, yeah. Once you've done 10 on each leg, we'll all meet in a downward dog. So when you're ready, we can meet there, that's fine. Send the hips up towards the ceiling. Spread the fingers. Go back onto your jazz walk. Alternate your jazz walk. If you're particularly tight there on your down dog today, perhaps drift forwards, find plank, and then hinge from the hips. See if that helps you get that stretch on the backs of the shoulders. So it might be the first inversion of the week as well, so all the blood rushes down to the brain. The heart's higher than the brain. So just take a couple of deep breaths here. And then we're going to bring it down onto all fours, hands under shoulders, knees underneath hips. Take a moment, find neutral spine. So if you need a pelvic tilt in there, eye gaze is going to go to the front of the mat. So you can put 3 weights into this. I'll show you without first. It's going to be a straight leg, lift, and then lower, and then we're going to add in the opposite arm, row back. So really nice move for the lower back, the strengthener, squeezing in the glutes. So it's going to look like that. We're going to do 10 on each side. So there, if you're going to put your weights in, the weight goes into that row back, lift, and then lower. Squeeze in the glutes. You can try that if you want a bit of a 2K is better than 3. Palm going up towards the ceiling on the row back. So if you can keep the legs straight, so it just goes down to the end of the mat and then just fires back up. So it's really quick for the glute to fire it up instead of bending in that back leg. That's it, yeah. I'm looking to the side, I'm looking at screens. That's if you're wondering why I'm looking over my shoulder. Other side then, and again, nice straight leg, maybe even you could point toes in there, just so we're getting that glute quickly fire and lift that leg. Then you can add in the row back Exhale into the lift, inhale, lower. Again, just noticing if one side feels a little bit different. Putting your weights in there if you want to. Palms are facing up. Eye gaze to the front of the back. It's really tempting to look back down at the leg with that one, so just try and keep the eye gaze forwards. Straight leg if you can. Okay, let's take a release low lunge. So just stepping forwards, let's take the right leg. Step it forwards, your hip width. Stretch for the back left foot, so just tuck those toes under, then sink those hips down. Square the hips to the way you're facing. So if anyone remembers last week, actually last month even, we did the tricep bind quite a bit. So if you want here, so we can take the left hand up towards the ceiling, take that hand and place it on the back and on the spine. And you could either take your tricep stretch or take your right hand down and take your fingers up to join. Take the bind. Bring the eye gaze forwards. Slowly releasing out from there. The front foot, just flex that foot and have a nice straight leg on that right leg. Hamstring stretch. And then here, a little bit of a circle on the right foot. Work with the balance. Stretch out the ankle. Other way around. Switching the dog. Oh. Okay, let's swap legs. Low lunge. Then let's tuck that back foot under to get that stretch. Sink the hips down, get the hips facing forwards, and then the right arm can lift up towards the ceiling. You've got your tricep stretch. Pushing the back of the head into the forearm, or left hand coming under. Just riding it up the spine. Take the bind if it's there for you. Just being aware, you're still working with the pelvis a little bit there and the pelvic floor, so we're not totally kind of opening there with the rib cage, so just knit the bottom ribs together. And then release, take the hamstring stretch, flexing that left foot, and then that slow circle, stretching the ankle. Other way around. Okay, so from there we're going to come all the way down on our front sphinx position. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Bring your gaze forwards. Shoulders go down. You're lifting up the heart space. So you can just send the breath through sphinx position, or if you want a little bit more here, is cobra. So just turn the palms back down and gently lift and lower. And you can bring cobras from sphinx. Exhale into the lift. And you can inhale as you lower. Or just breathing there in sphinx. Okay, lowering yourself down, reach your right hand forwards, and we're going to sweep back around with the left, take a quad stretch. So just spreading the fingers on that right hand, eye gaze down. Option here is to do half a bow. So you're just going to lift up the right arm and the right leg and take a little bit of a extension and breathe. Try and square the hips down into the mat. You might have found that your left hip's wanting to lift a little bit there, so just try and keep it pressing down into the mat. And then release, and we're going to swap that over. So take the left hand forward, spread out the fingers, reach back round with the right hand. Take your quad stretch, send the hips down into the mat, then lifting up if you want, half bow, and breathe. Square the hips down to the mat. And releasing down. Okay, so windscreen legs, so you can bend the knees and gently take heels side to side. Really nice release on lower back. Or if you want to, tilted bow. So you can find bow reaching back, hold on to your ankles, take your left, exhale, roll it over. It's good for the wall, probably I'm by the wall.
My legs are like too long.
So your choice there, windscreen, really nice release on lower back. Or those that know it and you want to try it, tilted bow. Really big shoulder stretch as well.
Really. So what do you think? No.
You might not want to do it your first time on live on YouTube. It's quite a hard one to win though as well. Okay, let's go to a swan dive. I've kept this really simple tonight because it's the first one of the month. So just cactus your arms, forehead down. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders. You're looking down. Inhale, lower. Leaving the legs down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And then adding in if you want now. You can lift up the arms. Exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. If you've got more in there, you lift. Another breath. Exhale into the extension. Back into your cactus. And then lower. So really good if you've been travelling a lot or driving a lot, or just generally down, you know, eye gaze down, posture down, computers and things like that. 2 more. Crown of head staying in line with the spine. I could definitely feel like I've had 2 weeks off. I really notice it in that one. Okay, let's go cat stretch to release. Hands under shoulders. Chin to chest. Rounding through the back. And then if you feel like you want to move in here, so just go with how it feels. Take a bit of a semantic feel for this. So if you want to circle into the hips, you want to round all the way back, kind of towards a child's pose with the cat move, you can. So again, we're just kind of going with what your body feels. There's tightness there around the hips, maybe the circles are quite good. Wrist stretch if you want it, just take one at a time. So one arm at a time, just rounding, the little finger goes round the outside. So if you get particularly sore fingers or in the joints in your fingers, you could take the stretch where you've got your fingers down, your thumbs down, you lift up the palms. Take a stretch there for the digits of the fingers. And then lower. Okay, we're going to go to plank next. So elbows coming down under your shoulders. Option 1, knees down. Don't know how anyone found it. Did anyone do my video last week with the 1-minute plank? How they found it? Option 1, knees down. Option 2, legs straight. We're going to just take a nice hold here, engage the core muscles. So focus there, TVA, find the pelvic floor, crown of head in line with spine, and hold. So I'm going to give you an exercise here called Words in the Sand. It's kind of focusing on the non-clinging mind. So we'll do it here in plank. So imagine you're in a vast desert. And I know if you're in a desert, you probably wouldn't be doing a plank, but we'll just go with it. And then without judgment, just notice what your mind is thinking about. So you might notice in plank, maybe you're noticing your feet or a certain part of your body. And then write in the sand what you're thinking. So you can try that if you want as well. So I'm going to write feet. And then you're just going to allow the wind to blow away these words. You can blow them if you want. letting the thoughts go away with it. So just 5 seconds more. Have a little, actually a little bit longer than 5 seconds, just to have a think what's coming up in the mind. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing down. So that exercise, just whilst we're resting here, that exercise came from a DBT website. I'll give you the link to it later. There's lots of exercises a bit like that, which you don't have to do whilst you're doing plank, by the way. Okay, we're going to go low plank to high plank. Are you ready? We're going to do 8 of these. Lift up the hips, pushing up, so strengthen the shoulders, and then bringing it down. If this is too much for anyone, take a push up against the wall. It's a really good halfway point. Engaging the core, tuck the pelvis under. If you find you're always pushing up first with one side, so maybe switch it. So this is just building on the strength we worked on last month. We did a lot of press ups and things like that, so just keeping in with that. Then we're going to release child's pose. So it's sitting back onto our heels. Send the breath down to the lower back. You could take your arms forwards, take a nice stretch for your arms and shoulders, or just relax, bring your head down, elbows off the mat. And just checking in with the yogic breath here. I'm going to do a little meditation, so it's only going to be about a minute whilst we're here in child's pose. So keep sending the breath to the lower back. And just stay present with whatever arises during this. May I be free of bias. And when we say that, we let go of favourable or unfavourable views, ideas and judgments. So may I be free of bias. May I be free of attachment. So when we think of this, we let go of expectations and our grasping nature, clingings. So may I be free of attachment. May I live in equanimity. So this is when we observe whatever is in our experience without any reactions or cravings or aversion. So may I live in equanimity. Okay, let's go to a side now. We'll go to a side series. How am I doing on the time? Oh, not too bad, okay. We'll come back. We'll do a little bit more on that meditation on the end. Okay, options here if you want. You could use your free weight and loop bands. So picking a side. We're going to start with a side plank, elbow into shoulder. Option 1, knee down. So take your side plank option. It's going to look like this. We're strengthening the shoulder, engage the core. So we're going to do a combination and we're going to go knee to nose, leg lift. Got my arm up, chest nice and open. Twist, so thread the arm through. And then into that final lift, and then you've got a hip drop and a lift, okay? And we're going to go through that, we're going to do it 5 times. So you've got your, I've put in weights here, knee to nose, knee to elbow, leg lift, twist, and then your hip drop at the end. So you can do this with legs straight if you want to, that's another option if you're going up here. So you'd be up there, and it's leg lift, and it's twist, and then hip drop. Okay, so keep going, you've got 3 more. Is it 3 more? Yeah. drop yet. Don't watch the teacher. Oh dear. We've done this one a few times before. I've just added that hip drop in there though. Last one. Try not to look down at the legs, so looking forwards if you can. Oh, release down. It's a good little series that. Yeah, loop bands. Just at the top, just above the knee. Bend the knees. Almost like you're going to fall forwards here. And then support your head with your hand. Lift your heels. You got your heels in line with your hips and shoulders. Lift and lower. Maybe hand on hip. Just check you're not rocking in the side clam. Lift and lower. So if you can do 10, but 10 really good controlled ones. A little bit of tension in the feet, so the feet aren't just kind of rounding on each other. Sorry, laughing because you're so quiet. you're just there, quiet. Okay. Double leg lift next, straight legs. Line yourself up with the edge of the mat. Lift top leg, lift bottom leg. See if you can lift the rib cage. And then just take one arm, this top arm up towards the ceiling. A nice slow circle, so work with balance. Pulling in the core. Just so I'm in time with you. Feel that length all the way down the outside of the leg. Keep working with the core. One more circle. And release. Okay, let's go and do those on the other side. Starting with that side plank. Elbow underneath the shoulder. Lifting up the hips. Option 1, you've got that knee down. So I think I did the first one without the weight just to get this stuff going here. So leg lift. Oh no, knee to elbow, isn't it? Hip work. Leg lift. Twist. Hip drop. And lift, and then you've got your weight in there if you want it. And into that, leg lift, and twist, and hip drop. 3 more. Keep forgetting the hip drop at the end. Last one if you're with us here. Okay, nice. It's a really good one, isn't it? All gets all that glute lean, gets all around the glutes, but also that obliques around the sides. Strengthen the shoulder as well. Loop bands in. Clams. Bend the knees. Heels in line with hips in line with shoulders, engage the core muscles. Let's lift and lower. We've got 10 of these. Press hand on hip, just noticing there what's going to happen. Is it tilting? Are you rocking there? Don't forget the core in there as well. We tend to go on the side, we just lose the core. So pulling in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. I'm trying not to think about spaghetti bolognese, which is what we're having for tea. In fact, I think I've said to myself in my brain, don't mention that for the last 5 minutes. And I do. Okay, that double leg lift, so line yourself up with the edge of the mat. Lift top leg, lift bottom leg. So if you can lift that rib cage, arm up towards the ceiling, and here we go, ready to sweep backwards and around. Engage the core, work with the balance here. Try and get really long, so notice if you're bending your knees, so just see if you can get really long here in this position. Looking forward, so try not to look down there towards the feet. And one more. And releasing down, coming out of the bands then, ready to go on to our backs, ready for some ab work. Okay, so lying down. Relax your shoulders, get some length there at the back of the neck. Feet, knees and feet hip width apart. Maybe right angles behind the knees, so if you can just check in where your feet are. And then just pelvic tilt, just find your neutral spine again. There's a little bit of imprint, isn't there, with the lower back down to the mat. We're going to go 4 toe taps, it's 8 pulses, and then we're going to come up and take an 8-second hold. Here we go then. So it's lift and lower for toe taps. It's 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Lift head and shoulders, pulse the arms. Engage your core muscles here, keep the tummy still. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a lift, take your hands towards your knees, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And again then, if you want, tabletop this. And it's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ready to pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again then, your phone's ringing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold teasers if you want them. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. 2 more sets. 4, 3, still imprinting. 2, 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time with this then. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ready to pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release down. Take a full body stretch. Give everything a bit of a squeeze. Scrunch up the fist, point the toes. Get your shoulders up to your ears. Scrunch up your face. Take a really big deep breath in. Exhale and just let go. And then we're gonna bend the knees. Walk, bend the knees, sorry. Knees, feet hip width apart. Find your neutral spine again. Maybe hands on hips with this one. Take a heel slide. Back into centre. Notice if the hips are tilting. Just try and keep the hips still. Relax the shoulders. Adding in here if you want to. Take this to tabletop, so lifting it up and then single leg stretch from there. And you can keep those hands on the hips if that helps. Keep working with imprint here on the lower back down to the mat. Adding in here if you want to, you take the arms up towards the ceiling and then you take the inside hand to the knee and the outside reaches down to the heel. Inside to the knee, so we're putting in a squeeze and a roll down to one side, the shoulder dips round. Single leg stretch. Exhale into the lift. Two more. hugging knees into chest, perhaps a little bit of a circle there, or a rock side to side. And then we're just going to release, so take the arms up towards the ceiling, take the arms over the head. Try and keep the shoulders down, imprint lower back down as we add in the legs, double leg stretch, so both legs can lift up. If that feels a little bit too much, don't be afraid just to take a one leg in that move, and you could just alternate with that as well. So there's an option there if you want it. Imprint lower back down. 3 more. Then we're going to take the arms out to the sides, or cactus if you haven't got space. Bend the knees, drift over to one side and extend. So stretching around the edges here, the IT band. You got space, no? You want to move? That's what I'm like with the walls sometimes.
Sorry. It's my long legs.
Exhale into the extension. We've just got 2 more. And bring it back down into center. Hamstring stretch now, so grab your long bands. And take one leg up to the ceiling, flexing that foot, push away at the back of the knee. Lippy enough? Tight, hamstrings tight?
Yeah, my hamstrings are
Okay, so let's take 5 seconds where we engage the stretch on the back of the leg, and then we'll take 5 seconds on a release. So engage the back of the knee, hold that stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just release from that effort, but hold the stretch. Try not to resist the stretch. 3, 4, 5, and then again engage, push away the back of the knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release, but try not to resist. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then release from the stretch, but don't resist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then just taking out to the side, so stretching that inner part of the hamstring. 1. Don't know what I'm counting. Back into center, and then we'll go to the other side, and then we'll do the glutes. So same again, we'll go 5 seconds engage and then a 5-second release. Just being aware, we're not lifting our hips off the mat. Sometimes we can do that to get into the stretch. Keep your shoulders relaxed, length at the back of the neck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So letting go of that effort, but you're just there in the stretch, you're just not resisting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again. Push away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Hold the stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time. Engage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then out to the side.
That's right.
And if I stretch. Coming back into center. So we'll go to the glute stretch. So go back to the first side that you did, and just take the foot just above. Flex that foot. Now just being aware that I just did it. That other foot, the foot that's on the mat, didn't just come across your midline. So just keeping everything there, hip width. Notice if you've got any wiggles there. Just be where you've got tightness in the lower back. So you've got this option here. You can push into knee into hand, and just work with that as a stretch. Otherwise, thread through and lifting up this foot off the mat. Quad stretch. If you feel like you want a little bit more of a squeeze, take a tilt, like the top foot is almost going to go over. So just start going into a tilt. And you'll get a little bit more of a stretch there as well. And then if you like it, you've done it before, or you just want to try it, you could take that foot all the way down. This works a little bit more into hip. And you can take that all the way over, take a hip stretch. Hold on to the inside of the ankle, and then you can extend the opposite arm over. So again, just doing what you feel comfortable with. Bring it all back to centre, and then we'll go on to the other side. So it's start with that glute stretch, and again, you've got your options. You could just work hand into knee, knee into hand. Again, noticing if anything's shifted as you've got into that position. Have the hips tilted in any way. Otherwise, you could take that lift, glute stretch. Checking in with the breath, just ironing out the breath. And then you've got your little tilt in there if you want the little tilt. So you're just lifting, you're just rolling over to one side to the hip. And then you can allow it if you want that foot to go all the way down. Hold the ankle, other arm over. Works a little bit more with the hip. Okay, bring it all back to centre. Walk your heels a little bit closer. You can touch your heels, knees and feet hip width apart. Take a pelvic tilt. Nice and slow. Treat it like a massage for the lower back. Adding in here if you want to. Going up, lifting the hips up, squeeze the glutes, take the arms up and over. Chin goes towards the chest. And here you could just take an alternating arm pattern, so just alternate the arms over without wiggling too much there with the shoulders or with the rib cage. Now you can try that with a one leg lift if you want, so you can take one leg, extend, squeeze in those glutes and hold, and you can try your alternating arms. And then you could swap the legs over. If you're on that double leg, you could perhaps go down go back down and then lift again, or stay with the alternating arms and squeezing in those glutes. It's there for strength in the lower back. Keep squeezing. The hips will want to drop, especially if you're on that single leg. Then we'll bring the arms back down and slowly lower the hips, hug knees to chest, rock or circle. So if you can bring it up to a seated position. Take a check on the time. Okay, we've got rollbacks if you want them, or if you don't fancy rolling back today, take a butterfly stretch. So soles of feet together and just taking a little bit of a rest. If you want to roll back, so you're holding onto your shins and you could rock like a ball. See if you can come back to your hover position, so you use your core muscles. Otherwise you could rock over and lengthen out the legs at the top. Come back to your hover position. You could go up to your shoulder stand and then take it over. You could crisscross, this is your boomerang here. Shoulder stand, bring it down, pulse 3 times, legs across. Boomerang is particularly good if you've got tightness there in your hamstrings you want to release. So you've got your shoulder stand, I'll show it again. Over, crisscross for 4, shoulder stand, cross the legs, pulse down for 3. Seals, if anyone wants seals, soles of feet together. Lifting up the feet, clap the feet, 1, 2, 3. Rock back, 1, 2, 3. Back to your hover, 1, 2, and 3. Nice. See if I'm still having a go. Things that's nice. Okay, we're going to go for a roll down. If you don't want to roll down, so you don't particularly want to work rectus abdominis, you could do your back plank here, and you can do one-legged back planks also in there. Otherwise, it's a nice upright position, and we're going to lift the arms over the head. Exhale, reach forwards. Inhale, take a lift. Exhale, sweep the arms down. You can go halfway with this or all the way down. If you feel like you are struggling with your roll down, you can also use your bands. It does take the arm movements out a bit, which is a bit of a shame sometimes, but it does mean you could go down nice and slowly with your roll down. Coming up with some support, so there's that option in there as well. So let's just go through 2 more, shall we? I don't know, I'll let you carry on there with it a bit. Coming forward, you've got your hamstring stretch with control, coming down, and exhale, coming back up. And you move forwards last time. Back. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Lovely, okay. Facing this way then, legs are crossed. You can always grab a cushion or a block to get nice and upright here. Spine twist. I'm going to put the band in on this for me today as an option. Just taking it round the back. Work with the tension here, how you feel comfortable. You don't want it too tight. But just try and get nice and upright and get your wrists above your fingers. Sometimes we want to drop there, so just keeping that like that. Breathing it tall. Exhale for your twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Just try not to dip forwards there. So stay nice and upright. Stay open through the heart space. So I often see dipping here, so like a dipping forward. So just really try, and it's really tricky unless you get on a block or a cushion if you're tight. So try and just, it's really hard, isn't it, to stay open with it and not to push it round. Feet on those long strands either side of the spine. Okay, let's come from the band and we'll take some porridge. So legs are straight. Flex the feet if you can. Big bowl of porridge. And just stirring that porridge. Exhale as you reach forwards. Have you ordered porridge tomorrow?
I'm going to order porridge tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
My sausage.
Other way around. And we'll finish with that meditation, but we're gonna use it slightly differently. So just find a seated position. It won't take long. Rest your hands down. You can close your eyes if you want to. So bring someone else that's in your life who may be struggling, and I want you just to put them in your mind and in your heart, and you're going to direct these phrases to them. May you be free of bias. May you be free of attachment. May you live in equanimity. And when we say that, that's enabling us to hold all our experiences and our emotions, no matter what they are, just being able to hold them. So when we direct these sorts of phrases to someone and we're kind of thinking about this idea of peace and bringing them peace as well as ourselves. So peace doesn't mean to be in a place where there's no trouble or no hard work. It means to be in the midst of all those things and still be calm in your heart. And with that we'll finish. So namaste. Okay.